Yo, yo, yo. All right, y'all know what the fuck going on. Your boy Bigheaddeedee, aka Diddy with the big head, and I'm back with another banger. Hey, check this out. We just gonna be talking about everything that's going on. We just
You
gonna we just gonna check on this shit and we just gonna see what we come up with and we gonna react to everything. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and turn me the fuck up.
know, which let me know that Q50 still alive, that the internet, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Facebook. What?
All right, check this out. So
Reddit, Twitch,
right
Facebook,
now, right now we got so first going around Bloodhound Q50 been shot. You know what I'm saying? Trenches News reported on it,
Reddit,
so
Twitch,
we're gonna
Facebook
react to
Market,
this
Bay
shit right
Zoo,
now. So let's go.
Reddit, Twitch, Facebook Market, Bay Zoo, hook it up. All right, y'all. So it's going around the internet. I know everybody know Q50 and his
If y'all don't know Bloodhound Q50 here, drill rapper from Chicago. He little Jeff homeboy. You know, the Q50 gangs or whatever. I don't the Bloodhounds. I don't know what the fuck going on with these cats. But you know, Lil Jeff was whipping on the internet about a lot of shit, and he ended up getting killed trying to kill somebody. So if you don't know the story about Lil Jeff, look him up and you'll see. I ain't gonna go through the details, but his partner Q50 has been he's been in the internet a lot lately for beef, getting arrested, catching a gun charge, getting a light sentence, all type of shit. So we just gonna listen to what's going on and react to that shit. Who muted my shit?
50 already had a history with trolling St. Louis, telling them that, come get y'all ain't getting y'all $60,000 back. I took y'all chain and everything. I remember that. And I see that the St. Louis goons, they want to go to federal.
On top of that, I think Q50 and Bloodhound Lil Jeff were involved in a hit in Milwaukee, man. I think they was involved with a hit in Milwaukee.
They claiming it. The little white boy, the other dudes, they claiming it. They even add niggas in Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? They want to cross line Rico. They adding them. Hey, shout out to all y'all who participated in it, man. I got y'all. I'm like, what the hell, bro? This the internet, and I'm reporting about it. But Q50 was shot. Him and his entourage,
Hey, bro, shut
and
alive if
four
y'all in
people
here
in
with a real
critical.
nigga. Shut
It was
alive.
reported, and that they was at a children's hospital. They end up going to a children's hospital because it's just like on the South Side was years ago when UIC was just for kids, and when you try to go there as a grown up, they reject you immediately, and now you gotta die trying to go to Stroger or go to Northwestern.
I never heard that in like no place I've been that they reject you if you show up to a children's hospital, especially with a life like emergency like that of being shot. Like I think the hospital should be. I'm not saying he lying. I'm just saying I think the hospital should be sued for that.
Memorial Hospital. You're gonna end up dying, man. But it's sort of like that situation. But we seen that two people came out. Q50 Mama had posted a troll down, literally a troll down, and she said,
So we know the basic. He been shot.
Yo,
We know he what he got shot for.
what?
So let's see what we gonna react to, bro.
Did,
Let's see
This
what's
video
going
was
on.
did you violate
rap news.
Hey, matter of fact, yo, I ain't been on this shit in a couple days. Hold on, let's see what these. So look, if y'all don't know, bro, Louisiana got some
I'm
of the
going to read out
strictest
the allegation.
parole shit. Like, hold up, so one of these bitches were funny at first. I ain't gonna even lie.
With today's proceeding.
No, man.
Yeah, this nigga here, yo, this nigga here was funny, yo.
Well,
I see this nigga
which
shit.
is
I ain't
it?
gonna
Do you
lie.
want to
I'm gonna go to
go ahead
somebody
with the
else.
revocation hearing, or you want to stop?
They was gonna book his ass. I ain't lying. They was gonna book his motherfucking ass. Let's see who this is right here.
We'll dig a little deeper into that in just a few minutes. Let's hear Warden Thomas. What can you tell us about Ms. Flowers?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Look.
Yes, thank you, and we'll hear from you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this woman here, right? So I seen this one too, right? So this woman here, bro, I understand she killed somebody, but like you could tell she a little off. Like I don't think a prison cell is the right spot for her. Y'all like comment, and subscribe, bro. Y'all get in the chat. Tell me what y'all think, bro.
All right, the Committee on Parole is reconvening. We are now at Louisiana Correctional Institute for Women. It is Tuesday, August
You see
12th,
that, Shay?
2025. It is 9:05 a.m. Would the staff at LCIW please introduce yourself for the record?
I'm smoking. If you hear me choking, I'm smoking. What the fuck going on?
Prone and your daughter, Laura, you at LCIW, you have your sister Dolores Landry, nephew Prone, and your daughter Central Flowers. Also in support on Zoom, we have the Parole Project. Mr. Hunley, would you introduce yourself for the record?
Andrew Hunley, Louisiana Parole Project.
Yes, thank you, and we'll hear from you shortly. We also have some folks in opposition, Ms. Flowers, here with us in Baton Rouge. We have representing the victim is Janae Brown, Edward Wilson, Dawn Urson, Janice Madison, and Melissa Pugh. And on Zoom, we also have Mabel Landry. And we'll hear from Ms. Urson and Ms. Landry at the appropriate time. First, let me just read some identifying information into the record, Ms. Flowers. You're classified as a third felony offender. You're currently serving a 40-year sentence. You were sentenced initially in December 2002 for simple arson. That was, you received probation that was revoked in 2006 because of a new felony conviction, which was also in Iberville Parish, of manslaughter, for which you received a 40. Year sentence. So this is a rehearing for you. Your parole eligibility date has passed. It's July 14th, 2023, and your adjusted mandatory release date, good time date, is October 16, 2042. Does all that sound correct to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So your case has been assigned to Mrs. Ledoux this morning. So before I turn it over to her, we want to hear from you and your guest, and then she'll start the interview process with you. So Ms. Flowers, tell us a little bit about how you ended up in jail, what got you there, and why do you think we ought to grant you an early release?
Well, what got me here, that I took somebody's life. And I'm sorry that it's happened. I didn't aim to though.
Okay.
And I asked you just give me another chance, and I could prove myself if I make parole.
Okay, well, we'll dig a little deeper into that in just a few minutes. Let's hear Warden Thomas. What can you tell us about Ms. Flowers?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Flowers arrived around 2006. She has not had any disciplinary write-ups in about 10 years now. She has completed various classes. Right now, she is living in our medical infirmary, like assisted living area. So not major medical, but so she's not currently working, is what I guess I'm trying to say. I guess you all have seen the letter from education. So she has not completed her high set, but she did try very hard with literacy classes. But Ms. Shumate did not think that her high set would be able to be obtained at this point. And I know Mr. Hunley will probably go over a lot of the parole project if she is granted. So I'll leave that for him.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, Mr. Hunley, could we hear from you in the parole project, please?
Andrew Hunley, representing Louisiana Parole Project, to affirm to the board today that Audrey is a client of our organization, and we stand by ready to present reentry support to her if she is given an opportunity for release. We decided to take on Audrey as a client based on her age, the amount of time that she's served on this sentence, and her institutional conduct record. Her reentry plan would be a bit different from what we normally propose to the board. Because of her age and her health, our organization would prefer that she complete an ICOTS to live with family out of state, who will be able to take care of her long-term. What we would recommend is she starts that ICOTS. When the ICOTS, whether the board decides once the ICOTS is started or completed, we would ask that she come into our program for approximately 60 days, where we can assist her with some initial reentry support, work with the family on developing a long-term plan in the area where she'll be residing, help her with her initial issues such as health insurance, getting her primary care appointment, getting her medications and scripts rewritten, and then eventually transitioning her to that approved ICOTS resident out of state. You know, we're concerned in our ability to house her long term because of, you know, deteriorating health and her age, but we want to be able to assist her and her family with her initial release into the community if she's given that opportunity. Obviously, she would have the support of our social work team to help her during when she's initially released, and building a plan that carries over to her long-term address. And we would help her with initial programming, you know, in those first couple of months home to ensure that
Bro, wait till y'all hear
she's got a
everything,
crash
like the
course on
details.
technology
Like,
and social
wait
norms.
till y'all hear
But
everything.
I
Wait till
stand
the
ready to
victim
answer any other
family speak.
questions you may have about
Like,
her
they
reentry
gonna tell
plan. We
y'all like
believe
so much
that
shit.
if she's released, the best long-term plan is with family out of state. And I'll reserve my comments at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. So, let's hear from family. Could we
And we
hear
gonna
from
react
Ms.
to that
Dolores Landry, please?
that new Hoover indictment that just came
You can
out, bro.
speak.
Them niggas sick, bro. Them niggas been pimping kids.
Closer to so they can see. There you go. And you can speak.
Okay. I want to apologize to the Wilson family for what happened. And Audrey was the type
Hey yo,
work every day,
this woman
didn't
here.
have
Hey,
money,
hey, if you a real black family, bro, y'all got an auntie like this. And I think that, well, I'm gonna tell y'all that part later, but because I don't wanna say nothing too early. But yo, this lady is so like blunt and honest to like, bro, like everybody got somebody in their family like this. Like they be so honest, they don't even know they be saying the wrong shit at the wrong time. They just being honest. And like the shit she said, me personally, all right. Go to Cage Road. The shit this lady said, bro. If she was at my parole hearing, I'd have been pissed off. She said that. I'd have been like, Auntie, why you said that? Dang, what you supposed to say? You don't supposed to say that, Auntie. Especially not on a goddamn parole hearing. This lady been out 20-some years and trying to come home, and this is what you say? Yo, y'all gotta hear this shit.
didn't have underclothes, didn't have food. And
I'm gonna rewind it.
Audrey was the type worked every
He
day,
worked every day.
didn't have money,
Didn't have
didn't
nothing.
have underclothes, didn't have food. Because Mr. Wilson took every penny from her. her retirement. She lived with him forever. He decided to take his wife back, brought her back home to my mother with 6 pieces of clothes. And my mom said, this all she got? And she worked every day?
This all she got?
It's just, like I said, all I could say, I'm sorry to the Wilson family.
She saw it to the Wilson family.
Yes, ma'am. So, if Miss Flowers was successful, is she gonna live with you?
It could. My mama living, her daughters, she got 2 daughters
She
in
could.
Texas.
Okay, so the out-of-state plan would be Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got to
All
get up
right,
out of
well,
here.
thank you, Miss Landry. We appreciate hearing from you. What about the nephew, Mr. Willie DeCrone? Is there anything you want us to know?
Watch this dude, bro. This dude here, bro. Sometimes people be trying to sound so smart till they be sounding dumb.
Yeah.
Like this
Okay.
one of them times.
Good
yo.
morning. How you guys doing?
What would you like us to know?
Look, he said, good morning. How you guys doing? Bro, they didn't even say, fine, how are you? They say, what did you like us to know? Fuck, bro, fuck what you talk about. They mind already made up. Like, they didn't already read her shit. Like, they know what the fuck going on.
All right. I want you guys to know that I am the nephew of Audrey. Um, my grandmother raised me,
Hey, this old black
and
dude, bro. Who,
when she started
I'm gonna
living
show
with
y'all
us,
him. Like he straight got on
well,
their
before she
ass in
started
that
living with
bitch.
us, we'll all go to
Like
her house.
he
Used to
ain't cut
work at
them
a
motherfuckers
school,
no
and
slack.
we'll go to the feeding program and get to see her, and she would feed us and talk to us, and give us good words of encouragement. But I also want to let you guys know that I do want to apologize to the Wilson family as well. It was a tragedy that happened that hurted all of us because we all was family. We did go to the Wilson house. They did come to our house, so we all knew each other. So it hurted us on both sides that happened to the Wilson, and it hurted us that we lost our loved one by going to prison. I also lost my brother maybe 4 years ago.
Boy, them
He
people
was
don't care
killed
about your brother,
by a
boy.
lady, shot in the back. I went to that trial. I sat in that trial. I listened to it, and they gave her 20 years.
So he thinking that
Just a
she
couple of months
deserved the
ago, I
same
lost my
thing.
oldest son. He was shot and killed in Gardere. The guy
Oh,
is
that must be in Baton
set for
Rouge.
trial.
Garden Lane, that's the
I end
Baton
up
Rouge
talking
area.
to his family. And what I'm trying to say is that we all make mistakes. And prison was created to punish you and rehabilitate you.
What are you
And I
talking about?
think
What is he talking about?
20
What is he
plus
talking
years,
about?
I think she have learned her lesson. And if you guys would grant her parole, family is strong. We will be united again and help her in every aspect that we could. So I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak, and hopefully you guys can grant her role. Thank you.
Sir, appreciate hearing from you this morning. All right, before we start the interview, we'd like to hear first from the opposition, and I'll let you guys, we have I tell you what, let's hear from Miss Mabel Landry, who's on Zoom first. Miss Mabel,
Good morning.
morning. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, thank you this morning for allowing me to talk about this situation to you all. I'm speaking from my heart today when I say that I forgive Miss Flowers for what she did to my family. It was traumatic, it was heartbreaking, devastating, and I think the greatest form of aggravated robbery anyone could do. Because she robbed my family of a future that we would never know. She robbed us of a sister who loved her siblings, a mother who loved her children, a grandmother who loved her grandchildren. She robbed the church of a person who was deep into ministry, loved her pastor, loved her church. Matter of fact, the weekend Miss Flowers committed this crime, my sister was preparing a banquet for her pastor and the community at that time. She loved her community. She loved the people around her. She loved life. However, and I want to say that I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and anytime I came home and was with the family, my sister never allowed me to talk about the Falcons. It was always the Saints. So I knew she loved her livelihood. However, I want to say that forgiving Miss Flowers has nothing to do with the views on this parole today for me. After listening to these testimonies, I'm just convinced that she's not ready to handle the privileges and the responsibilities of living outside a confined facility. I'm convinced that as the time that she thought she could do these kinds of things without any remorse. So, and I realize that it takes a lot for you all to consider what she's done, but I'm asking you to consider my family. Finally, I don't know if the judicial leadership of Iberville Parish have ever thought about how Miss Flowers was able to do these things. She, after doing some research on her, I found that she was already supposed to have been in the system. It was found that she had committed a numerous amount of crimes already. And so killing my sister wasn't her first rodeo. She had a pattern of what she did. It always involved breaking and entering, destroying property, using weapons of destruction like fire and bleach to annihilate anything that she went after. So in an effort to disallow her the opportunity to put other abiding citizens in jeopardy wherever she is,
I
and
forgot to
to
tell y'all
ensure
she
that no
killed
other
a woman,
crimes
right?
like
Well, I
this
forget
would
to tell y'all, but I ain't
fall
want to
through
tell
the
y'all that.
cracks. I'm
But
asking the board today to
wait till
allow her
y'all
to
hear why
remain in the
she killed this
facility where
lady.
she's
How she killed
for
this
the
lady.
safety of herself as well as
Like,
other
bro,
productive
like this
citizens,
gonna blow y'all
because I
mind.
believe with all my heart
Like,
that she deserves a chance for rehabilitation and that it may enhance her ability to one day live as a productive citizen. My deepest concern is that Ms. Flowers receive all the time she needs to be fully rehabilitated, which will allow her to return back to civil society.
grandma putting it on
I
her.
think the number of years given at her initial sentence was what was determined by the number of years needed to accomplish that goal. So my consensus is that only she could be returned to the society and be regenerated into the society after she has completed that time.
That's
After
crazy.
all, my sister was entitled to a life of freedom, peace, and happiness as well. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, Ms. Landry, thanks for speaking with us this morning. We appreciate it. Here with us, we have Dawn Urson.
My mom is going to speak.
Okay, well, I didn't have him listed as speaking, so yeah, we'd like to have him.
Watch this
Morning.
next person.
We need you to speak up, please, sir, so they can hear you.
Oh no, this
I'm
person.
sitting here listening. She took my mom's life. They said she went back to her mom with just drawers. They said my dad took all of her money and her retirement. When my mom didn't even care about her. My mom knew what she was doing. Didn't even
Wait till
worry
the
about
daughter
it.
talk.
She was riding in
Let's
my
be
dad's car
all.
when my mama didn't even have a car. I was going from St. James to Platinum to pick up her to bring her to work. I lost my best friend. I can't ask her to come back to live with me. But they want her to come home to be with me. Without us. You don't deserve to be out right now. For 4 years, and I think that's what she deserved. Not a day earlier. And she went in there for to confront her about why she harassing her. Don't go to somebody out there at 6 o'clock in the morning, I pick and came a solution. Asking why you calling my phone. You went there with the intent of what you was going to do. It was already in your mind. You harassed her. You broke in my mom's home, went in her closet, and destroyed all of her clothes. But you want to have big pair of drawers in the church, no money.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson, we need you to address your remarks to us, not to Ms. Flowers.
I'm hurt. And I don't think that she deserved a second chance.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Thurston?
My name is Dawn Urson. I'm Carrie Wilson's oldest daughter. I want to start by saying, I want to begin today by letting everyone know the violent crime that she committed.
This person here.
She was my
Listen to her.
father's lover while still legally married to our mother. She stalked and harassed him from March 10th, 2002 until July 13th, 2003. From breaking the locks and windows on the house, pouring bleach and red pepper on her clothes, in her closet, except our father's firewood, having the lights and water turned off, calling her numerous times. The reason we know this is because my mother kept a detailed record of the harassment. She left a 5-subject tablet of harassment, which was hidden in her car in a briefcase. We didn't find out the details of the harassment until my little brother went in the car and found the briefcase. Before she violently took my mother's life on July 14, 2003, she was on probation for 5 years for setting her then boyfriend's house on fire with him, his girlfriend, and his 80-year-old mother inside. See, she doesn't value anyone else's life. Her, Miss Flowers, she got into the house and watched my mother take a shower. She attacked her from behind while she was getting dressed for work. She was dressed in a bra, khaki pants, socks, and black shoes. She hit her in the back of the head with a black vase, leaving 3 massive lacerations to her scalp, as well as contusions on the left side of her forehead. She was determined to end my mother's life. Even if my mother had escaped Audrey's violent rage, she had flattened the tires on her car with an ice pick. I have my mother's autopsy. She stabbed my mother so violently with the ice pick, it went through her bare skin that tore through the layers of her heart. Also, her right and left lungs were stabbed 2 to 3 times each with an ice pick. Because of her rage and overpowering strength, my mother lost that battle. She stabbed her with a 6-inch knife and left it embedded on the right side of her spinal canal, along with her first cervical segment, with only 2 inches left exposed. After my mother took her last breath, with her fingers entwined above her head, praying on her way out to meet her Lord. And my mother, she loved the Lord. She poured gasoline on top of her body and set it on fire, with plans to burn the house down with my mother inside. She murdered my mother for my father, the $100,000 life insurance policy he had on my mother, and the new house they were living in. See, if she would have let my mother live in 2 weeks, just 14 days, she was leaving him after the family's vacation. She could have had my father and the house. She only knows how to be violent. So approving her for parole will leave everyone's lives in danger. We thank God my sister and my 2-year-old niece at the time wasn't in the house because she had threatened to kill them too. So she doesn't deserve probation. It was premeditated because she bought everything she needed, the ice pick, the knife, as well as the gasoline.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking with us this morning. All right, Ms. Flowers, would you answer any questions Ms. Ledoux has for you? Ms. Flowers, had you ever been involved with the victim in this crime before? Did you ever speak with her or have any interaction with her?
No, she just kept calling my house and I just kept calling her back. She harassing me too also. I just harassed her for nothing.
Okay, so she was bothering you.
We were bothering each other. Yes.
You can
So,
tell how she talks. She a little off.
What is it with the gasoline? Is that just an easy way, an easy tool to use whenever?
I didn't have no gasoline. She the one had the gasoline, and I knocked the gasoline out of her hand.
Okay, well, that's not exactly how the report read that I read. So how many violent crimes have you been charged with?
2.
Staff there answer a question for me. I understand she's level 3 in mental health. Would any of those diagnoses involve impulsivity?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
what she gonna say. She already know what that is.
Can the warden, do you have any of the mental health issue there?
Looking for that sheet right now.
Okay. I can see level 3 care. Are you currently taking mental health medication, Ms. Flowers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, with those 2 diagnoses, I wouldn't necessarily say there's impulsivity issues there.
Or not?
No, ma'am. Not on these 2 diagnoses.
How long have you been in, Ms. Flowers?
Been here
Yeah,
22 years.
32 years?
22.
22. Okay, that's what I think. Okay. Were you initially charged with first-degree murder?
No, ma'am. I don't think so.
Thank you. Okay. I don't have any other questions, Ms. Renaud.
No question.
All right. So let me ask you this. This is a rehearing for you, Ms. Flowers, and you were seen in 2023. You had a parole hearing and you were denied at that time. It said DA opposition. Of course, there was still strong victim opposition and there was law enforcement opposition, and all that still remains today. So tell us, what have you been able to do since that hearing in 2023? I know you have some health issues, but what classes have you completed since that hearing? Anything?
I took re-entry, I took parent, I took substance abuse, victim awareness.
Okay, so tell us what you got out of the victim awareness training.
I got a lot of it. When they show us the film now, you can't let people push you around. You just walk away
She didn't even understand
and
the
don't
question
get
fully.
involved, but they get involved in. You know.
She did some crazy shit, don't get me wrong, but I don't think prison is necessarily the right spot
I
for
don't
her.
see any other questions at this time, Ms. Flowers. I guess the panel's prepared to vote, Mrs. Ledoux.
What y'all think they're gonna do? Let me know.
The panel is charged with first of all, being concerned about public safety. And in this case, I am not prepared to grant. My vote is going to be to deny.
Knew that was
I
coming.
feel like we still have a public safety concern with the history of violence, significant opposition. There was a plea agreement. So today my vote is to deny. Mr. Byron.
And I concur for the same reason.
All right, Ms. Flowers, and I do agree with my colleagues, and I agree to some degree with what was said today. And I just don't think you're quite ready. It doesn't seem like you really understand, you know, the seriousness of what it was that you did. And you need to have a better understanding of the impact that you had on the victims, which includes your family as well. And of course, I mentioned the opposition. We heard from it today. It's expressed in the record. So my vote today also is to deny your application. So good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you, Warden Thomas, for accommodating us. We're going to sign off. It's 9:36.
Thank you.
Knew that was coming. If that's
All right,
Buddy
good
Buddy.
morning. The Committee on Parole is reconvening. We are now at the East Baton Rouge
Buddy
Parish
Little.
Prison on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025
Oh, it ain't him.
at
Oh,
9:42 a.m. And is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
And then introduce yourself for the record, sir.
Lieutenant Nicholas Murphy.
All right, Lieutenant Murphy, thanks for accommodating us today. And our first case is Mr. Herbert Reed.
Herbert Reed. Okay, let me grab him right quick. Have that. We shall see the next one right over there.
Good morning, Mr. Reed.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Good, thank you for
oh, he a
asking,
drug
sir.
dealer.
Tell us your
Yeah,
name
he
and
beat his
DOC
wife.
number.
Herbert Reed, DLC number 474321.
He been doing.
474321. That's what I
Yes,
got.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's it.
So, Mr. Reed, you're here for a revocation decision this morning. I see you brought in some paperwork. Do you have your parole revocation questionnaire there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on your answers to those questions, it was determined at that time you're not eligible for appointed counsel. So are you ready to proceed this morning without a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So your case this morning has been assigned to Mrs. Ledoux. She's going to read the allegations against you, take your plea, and then have a discussion with you. Before we do that, I want to let you know we have some folks here with us who want to speak in support. We have Crystal Turner and Ms. Dolores Reed, and we'll hear from them in a few minutes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank
you.
Good morning, Mr. Reed. I'm going to read out the allegation. I need you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or guilty with the state. Okay?
I can plead not guilty with a statement?
Yes, if you would like. I'm going to read it first, though, okay? You're accused of violating condition number 4 in that you failed to refrain from criminal activity, being arrested on 1/1/2024 for the violation for domestic abuse battery.
I knew
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
And on 6/10/2025, the charge of domestic abuse battery 4th was dismissed against the accused. And the court ordered that the accused be released from the bond obligation from this charge only, and the protective order is dissolved. How do you plead?
Not guilty with a statement.
Okay.
So if y'all don't know what's going on, basically he beat the domestic violence charges. Both charges that he caught from the domestic violence was dropped. So now he just fighting allegations at this point, I guess. I'm not sure.
So So
I've seen
you
this shit
were
play out before.
arrested for that offense and it was dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is your statement?
My statement is, I'm for the charge. I pleaded not guilty because I really didn't commit the charge, but as I take full responsibility for me catching the charge while I'm on parole.
Well, what were you responsible for? So did you?
I'm responsible for catching another charge while on parole.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna listen to your mother and Miss Turner. Miss Reed, if you would like to step to the podium and address the panel and tell us what you would like to say.
Yeah, questions from the audience.
You just tell us what happened and what you want to say about your son.
Well, I called the police when I'm on January 1st. We were arguing. And maybe I went too far because we was arguing and, going down the hall, it just was a little bump, but I was so angry with him, I called the police. And I just told the police that to take him away, just get him away. But they took him to jail, and I told them over and over, I didn't want him to go to jail. I just wanted him to leave right then because I was angry. And they still took him to jail.
How many times had you had to call the police before?
For me, that was the first time. It was just the first time.
Okay.
Arguing.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
Man.
I don't have any questions. Ms. Turner?
Good morning, my name is Russell Turner. Herbert Reed is the son, is the father to my son. He's 11 years old. He's in need of I really need him home to help me with my son. I'm a single parent of that one child. And he really helps me out a lot with him when I'm at work or when I need him on the weekends, and he was working to help get down on child support to help me with the shop. So at the time of him being arrested, he was doing very well when he has, accomplished in the past for his job and everything related because child support was holding back for a lot of years. I've been with him 12 years. So that was like the best that he was doing for us is his mental health, his physical, trying to constantly push himself, even though he was being taken advantage of ours. The money was getting away from the shake, but he was still pushing himself every day at work. So I just really need his help.
I had a question. Did you ever have to call law enforcement to intervene in any situations?
In our first year of our relationship, yes. But after that, he started trying to do better as well as working on himself.
Say no.
I know he did classes one time a couple of years back for something, but that's about it.
I got a question. If y'all were having a great home life, how come he was at his mother's house causing trouble and not at home with you?
Because at the time we had separated, September 30th, we had took a break from each other to see if we wanted to head in the direction as far as marriage, because he gave me an engagement. I want to see if that's our next step as far as if that's what he's ready for.
So y'all separated at that time because he gave you an engagement ring?
No, he gave me an engagement prior to that, but
And you wanted to see what it
something
was like
to
without?
make sure he was adding up before, we contact him, that was actually the process of getting calls.
So there was no problem with y'all relationship when he was at his mama's house? That was just.
No, I would go over there all the time. No problem. I would bring a shower every weekend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Reed,
Yes, ma'am.
you're a third felony offender.
Yeah.
How many arrests have you had for domestic abuse battery?
I done had a couple. I done had about three for domestic, about three.
The night of this particular incident, were you, had you
Inebriated?
been drinking?
No, ma'am.
That's what they
No,
asked
ma'am.
me.
The police actually woke me up. The police actually got me up out of my sleep I actually was asleep. I actually had thought that everything had calmed down, and I had went to sleep. And when I woke up to the police asking me to leave, and I was still kind of asleep because they came in the bedroom and actually woke me up. And once I got up, I was still kind of, sleeping, and they asked me to leave, and I kind of refused to leave. And when I refused to leave for them, they just got tired of keep asking me to leave, and it was New Year's. It was kind of cold outside, and I kind of didn't have nowhere to go at that time. So I kind of refused to leave from the police officers too. And once I refused to leave, they said, they kind of escorted me out and said they had no choice but to put a charge on me, and they went ahead and put domestic on me. But they gave me over, no lie, they gave me over 10 times to leave, but I was just waking up, and it was New Year's. It was kind of cold outside. It actually was freezing. And I kind of refused because I knew I'd stay there, that's my address, and I refused to leave from the police, and they say since I refused, they had no other choice but to lock me up.
It said, the police report is a little different than what you're saying. Okay. And it is a sworn statement. I have to go with what it is. Mayberry was obviously heavily intoxicated. They had already been there 3 times. It does not, she was not comfortable with you being there. And on other occasions, when she asked you to leave, that you would always go back because that's where you lived.
Yes, ma'am.
I read that. Was there a protective order against you during that time?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I didn't have a protective order at that time.
That you haven't had in the past?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I did have one in the past.
Have any, I have a question. The information we have, you mentioned, you were asked the question, how many times you've been arrested for domestic abuse? You said 3, I think 3. It would be 4, I think, with the one you have.
Yes, ma'am.
But there was, and you've been with Miss
He gonna beat a bitch.
since 2014, 11 years.
About that, about 12, about around there. That's about to give big time.
So I do see an arrest in 2014. I see an arrest in 2020, and I see an arrest in 2021, all for domestic abuse. Who was the victim in 2020?
In 2020, I think the same one. I think I only was me and Miss Turner. We had a history of domestic. But that's why I took it upon myself. That's why, like she was saying, we took a break. To see can I get myself together, and I was at that point of getting myself together, and getting a job, getting alcohol free. I was just
Yeah, you
I
get
was
drunk
on the
and
right
whoop you.
path. This rip, I do have a lot in my past that that I was coming back from. But I tried my best, and this time before this arrest here, I really had it going. I had my job. I was getting back used to, scribing. I'm educated. I have my high school diploma. Plan on going. I'll get back in college, get back in school when I make it back home. Do a little offshore
Man, get the
work.
fuck out
I
of here,
have
man.
other kids other
You
than
50,
Haven.
man. You're
I
not
have
going to
Haven from her,
college.
but I have 3 other kids. And they need my
You
help too
54
out there.
domestic
I'm just
violence
getting
and a
back on
drinking
that path.
problem.
I'm 40 years old now, and it's just time to let the foolishness behind me, and it's time to, it's time to get this life, and I'm willing, if y'all give me the chance to catch it this time, I promise that's what I'll do.
Okay, I have no other questions.
Mr. Reed, are you currently on parole? You were paroled by this panel?
Ma'am?
Were you paroled by this panel?
I don't know. I was paroled. I don't know, ma'am. I never. This is my first time ever been in front of the board.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But if I can get that chance, it's really, I really have, I really, but just like I said before this time, I really had my grabs on it. I had to start, paying my child support. I had to start, you know, really being that father figure, you know, I'm just catching everything.
That nigga getting drunk
I know
soon as he
you
get
know, I
out.
might have a past that's, you know, that I'm not very proud of, you know, but I'm, you know, I'm catching it and I got it if y'all give me that chance.
Colleagues asked you about being on alcohol at night and causing trouble, and you said no. What about any other drugs? Do you use cocaine, marijuana, any of that other stuff?
Yeah, I use marijuana. And in my past, I have had dealings with drugs, but I was just like I say, I was at that point in my life where it was just really marijuana, and I did use marijuana, you know. But you know, before the past, in my past, I have used pills, you know, but all that was over this rip, you know. I was going through that back, you know, back in 2000, 2001, you know, like around that time, I was going through that change in my life.
And also in September of 2024, when you tested positive for cocaine, which is probation officer.
Yeah.
That's the only question I have.
All right, I think we're prepared to vote. Mrs. Ledoux?
Mr. Reed, you haven't been complying with conditions of parole.
They finna violate that
You,
nigga.
whether or not this was dismissed, there have been problems with your behavior while you have been on supervision. You had the positive drug screen. I believe you were drinking that night, were probably drunk, which is also a misuse of alcohol while you're on probation. My vote today is to revoke your parole. I think until you have some treatment that you're not going to. Should we do that? I mean, perhaps you can go to. I'd like to put on here, go to a facility where there's treatment available. Okay, so that you be placed in a facility where there is treatment. So my vote is to deny.
Mr.
I'm going to concur with Mr. Ledoux for the same reasons, and also recommend that you be placed in a facility where you can get some help for your domestic violence, your anger management, and your substance abuse. So that when you do come up for parole on this again, you'll be able to be considered for release.
My vote today, Mr. Reed, also is to revoke for the same reasons. You need some treatment to help you deal with the substance abuse and domestic violence issues. You had the positive drug screen, and again, I believe you were intoxicated at the time of this arrest as well. So good luck to you, sir. We're going to make the recommendation you be moved to a facility to get you the treatment you need before you get out again.
So my parole is revoked.
Yeah, nigga, they just told you. What the fuck? Nigga, they just told you your shit was Gucci. But we know that shit was gonna happen, right? Let's see the next nigga.
Try again. Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Try again.
That nigga look familiar.
All right, that better?
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Tell us, sir, what's your name and DOC number? Tell us your name.
All right, Eric Williams,
What's your DOC number? We got it, man.
579300.
All right, and you have in front of you, you should have a parole revocation questionnaire piece of paper.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on that information, you're not eligible for appointed counsel. So are you ready to proceed without a lawyer today?
Yes.
Well, otherwise you have to go hire your attorney. You want to do that?
No.
Okay, so you're ready to proceed. So your case this morning has been assigned to Mr. Barra. He's gonna read the allegations, take your plea, and we'll have a discussion about it. All right?
All right.
All right. So legislature violated the conditions number 2, that you submit monthly reports by the 5th of every month until you complete your supervision, and that you will report to your parole officer when ordered to do so. It was alleged that you moved from your address of record and did not provide an updated address where you could be supervised. You also failed to report to East Baton Rouge after moving your address of record. As a result, a parole warrant was issued on June 20th, 2024. How do you plead to that violation?
Yes.
Number 3 says that you will live at the address stated on the parole certificate. And if you must leave that address, you'll get permission from the parole officer before doing so. In addition, you will not leave the state of Louisiana without permission from the officer. It is alleged that you have moved from your address of record and did not provide an updated address where you could be supervised. As a result, a parole warrant was issued. It's pretty much the same thing. How do you plead to that?
Yes.
All right. Number 4 says it's alleged that you were arrested by the Baton Rouge Police Department on 7/3/24 for aggravated flight from an officer, simple kidnapping, and contributing to delinquency of juveniles. You were billed with aggravated flight from an officer, and the other charges were not billed. This case was set for trial on August 4th, 2025. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
And it is alleged that you have failed to make any payments toward your supervision fees since August 17th, 2023, and you're currently $1,731 in arrears. How do you plead to that?
Yes.
Guilty. All right, you plead guilty to all the violations. So I don't have any questions.
What happened in court on 8/4/2025?
Okay.
Well, they just sent me back to November 10th. They I don't know why they keep sending me back, but I don't know, I've been going through this for about 13 months now. They just keep sending me back. They said the arresting officer had moved to Florida and he wasn't on the Baton Rouge staff no more. So that was the reason they said they sent me back this time.
Look, I work in the warden's office, doing some camera stuff. I'll be coming to your record. Trustee can go.
So how long have you been incarcerated?
Since last year, July 3rd.
Of 24.
Yes, ma'am.
I know. My thing is.
So it's the record shows that you get to court in November. Well, it was your plan in August this month to plead guilty to a reduced charge of flight from an officer. That's what you plan to do.
That's supposed to be the deal, yes, ma'am.
I don't have any other questions, so I guess we're prepared to vote, Mr. Byrock.
Yeah, I have no choice but to vote to revoke parole with all these guilty of all these violations, and that would get you started on your, at least get your time started so that when you plead to the next charge, it can be run concurrent.
Ms. Ledoux?
My vote is to revoke based on failure to comply.
And my vote is the same. Did you understand what Mr. Byrock said about revoking your parole now so that your time can start running, so that when you do go plead to the reduced charge of flight, your time can run together? Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so today, sir, your parole's been revoked. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Man, what the fuck was that supposed to be? Hey, y'all check this out. Them niggas tapped in, so they wanna jump on 5M. We gonna kill that shit. So y'all check this out. We finna link up with some people we play with from Lakeshore. We finna fly to another server real quick, another city. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with me, man. See, for some reason I get more interaction on 5M. I'll be on shit, no problem, folks. For that 25, you got it, gang.
Mr. Edwards, good morning. Oh, you're on mute. Let's see. You can turn it off. Turn it on, rather.
Hold on.
Well, good morning. How you doing?
Thanks for asking. Tell us your name and DOC number.
Clifton Edwards, 726-125.
Mr. Edwards, you're here today because it's
All right, now, Cliff. Sorry, Cliff. We ain't fucking with you right now, Cliff. I ain't lying. But this shit takes so forever to get in. This bitch down there full. No cap.
Yo, free day, they flock, free spies, you heard? Free E, they free T-Mac, free the guys, you heard?
I can't let that play, chat. We'll let it play, but we can't, I ain't gonna lie, you ain't got me for much longer. Bro, where everybody at, bro? I'm in this shit. Bro, what the fuck I'm at? I was finna say. Yeah, I gotta get up out of here. Yo, this server ass, I ain't gonna lie, we out. We out this shit. What just happened? We out this shit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's not what we got. Hey, listen, man, y'all know what the fuck going on, man. It's Bigheaddeedee, man. Listen, I'm out, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I gotta go. Like, I'm tired as fuck. I've been screaming pretty much all day today. So, yeah, man. I'm gone, man. I appreciate y'all fucking with me, pulling up on me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how this shit go, man. You know. I appreciate everybody, who be stopping by the stream and fucking with me, bro. Like, I appreciate that shit. Like, I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Like, y'all be pulling up on your boy. Like, yeah, I fuck with it. The people out on Twitch, The people that be pulling up with me on Twitch, man, I fuck with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. All my support all the way across the board, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. Remember, man, y'all my favorite turd. I wouldn't shit y'all for the world. I cry to you before I lie to you. Y'all be so smooth I can talk a shell off a motherfucking snail, man. Make sure y'all stay tapped in with your boy. Listen, we at this shit every day. Every day we gonna get a screen, man. We need y'all to sub up and like and share the channel, man. Tell your friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to pull up on, man. Didi with the big head, man. The biggest head on YouTube, man. I'm out.